Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Hopefully, the introduction won't sound all choppy. The last couple times I recorded, maybe it's because it's the 2 week rest, but every time I try to record, it seems like it's a little choppy. Let's do the introduction, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Um, I can't even remember. Man. Anyway, ladies and gents, today is Wednesday. We're doing another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast at 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we're coming to you live today. Ladies and gents, how are you? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a quick piece of advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you live in, let's say, a big city. You know what I'm saying? Let's say a city like, some of you, I need to ask more of these questions. Like, where are you from? Like, are you from London? Are you from New York? Do you live in New York City? Do you live in Los Angeles? Do you live in Chicago? Do you live in Atlanta? Do you live in Sydney? Do you live in, Melbourne? Do you live in Tokyo? Do you live in Paris? Do you live in Madrid? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because, ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing how people think that you have to move to like a big city to get rich. And ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you, you do not have to move you do not have to move to the grandest city in the world to make it big. You can make with the internet the way it is now, you can make money in any place you want to live. You can make money if you live in a small town. I grew up in a small town of 3,350 people, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And if me personally, I am happy that I left. Now, the reason why I'm happy that I left is because I left the town I grew up in, moved, and eventually I moved to Atlanta. I met my wife. We got married. We have a beautiful baby. So if I didn't move, no telling what would have happened. Maybe I would have got married, maybe not. Having kids, I don't know. But I know the situation worked out for me. But, ladies and gentlemen, I have a brother. I went to go see my brother last week sometime. I walked to his house. He lives in the town. He moved up the road. He moved like 20 miles up the road to a bigger town. They have 18,000 people. Big time. But he lives in that town. He enjoys it. He likes it. And we was talking, and he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna live here forever." He said, "Why move? I got everything I need. I got everything I want right here. I don't have to move." I said, "That's true." He said, "You can get rich right here." I said, "This is very true." I said, "You can. It's not a big deal." I said, "You don't have." I said, "People don't understand. When you move to these bigger cities, you gotta pay bigger prices." Okay, so because I tell my wife this all the time. I love my wife to death. Don't get me wrong, but I tell my wife, I go, man, if I was driving the truck where I grew up, I said, man, I would be considered quite wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I would be considered a lot wealthier than what I am. I'm probably paying, you know, mortgage cost, daycare costs. It's a lot more in a city like Atlanta than it is the hometown I grew up in. Shout out to everybody in New Madrid, Missouri. That's the town I grew up in. But there's no And now that that I bought the truck, I own a truck, I do podcasting. I need to start selling shoes. If you, you know, to live in. I mean, you see people all the time. We get these people all the time in Atlanta. They move from New York. They go, oh, oh man, I love New York, New York, New York, New York. They love New York so much they ran away. You know what I'm saying? They moved to Atlanta. And they think I'll move down south because it's cheaper. It's like it's not that much. It's not that much cheaper to move from one big old city to another big old city. You know what I mean? But they could have stopped in. In some little town somewhere up the road in New York, maybe. They probably could have got life a little cheaper. But I mean, if you're gonna be on the internet, if you're gonna be, if you make your money on the internet, you can live anywhere. You don't have to live in a big old city. I mean, hey, as long as you got a place, that has a grocery store and a place and like a little movie theater not too far from you, like 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles. I mean, what else do you need? You know what I mean? But anyway, ladies and gents, that's just a little piece of advice. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about something very important today. I'm going to talk to you about something that's very boring, but we're going to be very quick about it. We are going to talk about taxes. Ladies and gentlemen, when you start to run a business, and I'm going to tell you from first-hand experience, first world experience, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, keep your receipts. Get a bookkeeper if you have to. Get an accountant if you have to. But ladies and gentlemen, man, make sure you are taking care of your taxes. You do not want the headaches of not paying your taxes. Every quarter, I'm running the truck. Every quarter, they send me a statement. Every month every month I have a profit and loss statement that they send every month. Every week I get statements about how much fuel I'm paying for, the loads I picked up, the loads that I'm running, this, that, and the other. Every month, every week, I get paid. They don't take out taxes, so I have to set something back for taxes. And every quarter they send me a thing saying you are estimated to pay this amount. You send it in, you make sure it's paid. Then at the end of the year, you do your, at the end, about before April or whatever, you send in all your stuff and do your taxes and all that. But ladies and gentlemen, just make sure you are taking care of your taxes, because I knew somebody and they didn't take care of their taxes, and it set them back. They had to eventually get a tax lawyer. They had to, they wanted to try to sell the business. They couldn't sell the business. They had to wait for like another year before and take care of all the tax situation, and then they was able to sell the business, and then they got a lower amount of money. So, ladies and gentlemen, the point of all this is make sure you are paying your taxes. Now, this is entertainment. No, I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, taxes more than anything, more than business wise. When you're doing a business, and then when you want to grow and you want to get things really down pat, make sure you have your ducks in the order. Make sure you are able to, take care of your taxes, take care of keep the receipts. Get a folder. Do the little things before because you don't want things to snowball. It's great if you can make $100,000 a year through your business, but it sucks if you don't pay any taxes for 2 or 3 years, and then the IRS will come knocking on your door, and then they will be like, "Oh, we need that money." And if you live in California, God bless you. But I would set up my business in Arizona or Nevada or somewhere. I just know California has like a lot of tax, like a lot of tax shenanigans. Like a lot of hey, we need this, hey, we need that, hey, 50%, hey, this, hey, that. And I know New York, they are kind of stiff on taxes as well. But I know down here in Georgia, it's not that bad, because I was looking into starting a college fund for my child, and they tax credit, this, that, and the other, and it's like, I got a book about taxes. I need to read more. I've read some of it, skimmed through some of it, but I need to read it again, and I need to read it again. Even though I do have a bookkeeping service, I have somebody to do my taxes, and all that. Somebody helps me out. At the end of the day, I'm still responsible, so I have to make sure that I know what is going on. I do my due diligence. I check it out, look at it every week. It's harder to do that than it is sitting here chit chatting with you, And when I have because and another piece of advice. Once again, I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know a lot of. I know some legalities, but they don't pay. I don't get paid to talk to people about lawyer stuff. So if you want to do different businesses, make sure you create different entities, set up different things. Because you don't want the things to start mixing together, because that's more of a headache. I have a transportation business. I have this copywriting business, this internet marketing thing. Those are separate, The trucking is one thing. That's a different tax ID. The copywriting is a different tax ID, So it's like you have to keep them separated. You don't want to start mixing and because I would look crazy if I said, hey, here's a fuel receipt for diesel for my copywriting business. That wouldn't go. They would say now, why do you need $500 in diesel for a copywriting service? And I would go, that's a good question. Why do I? Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, so keep things separated. The more you separate, the more you can break it down, the easier it will be for you. Don't get ahead of yourself though. Don't create 8 businesses at once. Start 1, start 2, start making some money. You know what to do. I'll tell you that and take it from there. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I know tax information is quite boring, but it is April. It is tax time. And the more you can do your taxes, the better off you will be. The more you know about your taxes, the better off you will be. The more you know about getting things situated with your taxes. Now, of course, you don't want to give the government all your money. Of course, there's different ways you can go about getting things reduced, getting things taken care of. I don't have to tell you that. Plus, I am not a lawyer. This is entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I laughed first time I said this is not financial advice. This is entertainment. Because every time you watch one of those YouTube videos with those financial people, those financial hucksters, they always say this is entertainment. This is not financial advice. What is entertaining about you talking to me about finance? And then you turn around and say this is not financial advice. This is entertainment. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you should never, ever. If I say this once, I'll say it twice. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I'll say it until the day I die. Ladies and gentlemen, never take advice from people on YouTube. Don't take the advice as the gospel. You know what I mean? Listen to people, do some research, look it up yourself, and then take it from there. Do not go looking to listen to people on YouTube, because people from YouTube are trying to get a YouTube check. And this is why we talked about this yesterday. People are entertainers. People on YouTube are entertaining first. They want to entertain you first. It's about entertainment, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But we talked about this yesterday. We are all creating content. We are all trying to get somewhere. So you see people on YouTube, they are trying to entertain you first, and then they might educate you, which is nothing wrong with that. But do not take anybody's word as gospel. Don't even take my word as gospel, because I know a lot of times I think that I might know something, but I have to go back and look and look, and I have to go back and look. I go back and look at everything 5 times. I barely trust myself. So, but I just know that you want to make sure that your taxes are up to snuff. Like I said, there are different ways you can not pay so many taxes. I mean, you can look that stuff up yourself. That's not a big deal. We all know if you donate to charities, you can get some tax money back. But that's not the main reason why you want to donate to charity. You donate to charity because you can. You don't donate because I can get tax refund. You know what I mean? That's just one benefit to doing the. And this is one thing I will say that I believe in my heart to be 100% accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how you go to this will be the final piece of information. Like I said, the main points. If you don't get anything out of this episode, ladies and gentlemen, take this to heart. Do not listen to anybody on YouTube about financial advice. Take it as a grain of salt. Don't take it as a gospel. They are entertainers first. They are not financial people. They will take the first dime they can get. They will sit. You know it and I know it, so please let's not kid ourselves, okay? And number 2, I think I forgot. YouTube people are not entertainers. Take care of your taxes. You can donate. You can donate to charities. Oh yeah. What I was gonna say is, how you go to the store, you go to Walmart. Walmart says, would you like to donate to, do not give, I personally, this is from the bottom of my heart, this is my personal opinion. I do not give any money to any stores anymore. And I stopped this about 10 years ago. And what made me think about this, one day I was sitting there, and the lady I was at Walmart, and the lady said, would you like to donate to some cause? And I said, sure, I'll give $1. Then I was walking. I saw a sign. I saw Walmart. They said, we are donating a check to this charity for this amount of money. And I thought to myself, Walmart is taking my money. They're taking my $1, my $2 I give them, and everybody else's $2 in this store. They're taking that money, giving it to the charity, and they are using it as a tax write-off for their business, which nothing wrong with the tax write-off, don't get me wrong. But why would I give Walmart my money so they can use it for a tax write-off as a donation to a charity? And Walmart has enough money. What I'm saying is I've given them enough money because I shop at the store. So you already have that money, and on top of that, you want $2 more, so I can give it to you, so you can give it to them. No, I'll just give it to them myself, And I'm not saying, I stopped giving money to Walmart so I can, write off on my taxes. No, I've always wanted to donate. I've always, tried to give, as much as I can. Don't get me wrong. Aiming to get more now, because now I make, more money, of course, but it comes from my heart. But at the same time, you have to think about it like, hey man, at the end of the day, we are all a little business, I'm a little business, you're a little business, your wife is a little business, they're a little business. Everybody there is their own business. You know what I mean? Everybody is their own business. No matter if you work for somebody or you don't. That don't matter. You are your own business. And you want to, at the end of the day, if you are giving money every time you go to one of these stores, if you're rounding up your change or you're giving $1, no, you say, hey, Why am I? Let me stop. Let me find a charity that I can give to personally, and I can give them my money myself. Because at the end of the day, you are your own business, and it's easier for you to give money because you don't know. If you don't vet, another thing, if you don't vet these charities, you don't know whether because there's a website called CharityWatch.org or .com, Charity Watch, Charity Navigator, they have different charities, things that you can look up, and you can see like how much money they spend on advertising, how much money they spend on office personnel, how much money actually goes to the charity. So you have to be mindful about that. Even forget the donation, forget the taxes, forget that crap. The main thing is you want to make sure that the money that the hard-earned money that you make is going into the right pockets, because you don't want to donate to a place that's spending 10% of the money on a charity and 90% on money on overhead. That's not a charity. That's just a corporation. That's just a corporation that uses the charity title for their own personal gain. You know what I mean? And so I love to donate. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I do my own due diligence. Because why? Because I am my own business, and you should do the same. So if you are one of these people who donate to grocery stores, donates to all these other people, I would say, hey, stop that and start donating on your own, and it's a good feeling. It's a great feeling when I donate. I donate to a couple different organizations. It's a great feeling that I get from donating, and so it's just easier for me that way. And I can and it's I've studied the organizations. I see what they do. I see where they're going. I see what their mission is, what their purpose is, what their goal is, and I don't have to worry about, hey, I wonder where my money's going if I give it to a grocery store like Walmart or Target or whatever, and that's just some personal advice from me to you. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. God bless. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.